You are welcome to my channel. My name is Kumi. I will be showing you how to cut and sew this blouse, and right here is the fabric I will be using. You will also need a paper stay, although that depends on the weight of your fabric, which makes it totally optional. Because there's no much difference between the front and back piece, I'll be folding my fabric into four. This enables me to cut the front and back piece together at a go. I have come down by 1 inch as it's my culture, and from there I will be marking the length of the blouse. The length is 24. I will add 1 inch to fold the hem of the blouse, so altogether I'll be marking 25 inches. After this, I will indicate the half length of my client, which is 16.5. This is not universal. In my previous tutorials, I have talked about this. I will proceed by marking my client's shoulder measurement. So our shoulder is 16, half of that is 8, so I'll mark it. From that 8, I will mark sleeve length. Preferred sleeve length is 7, and I'll also add 1 inch to fold the hem of the sleeve. So I'm marking a total of 8 inches here. I will come over to this region and come down by 1.5. Then I will come right here to mark 4.5 inches as my preferred neck width. Then I'll mark a neck depth of 3.5. I'll mark 3.5 here as well. So this blouse has no zipper, so I need to make the neck as wide as possible, or should I say reasonably wide, so our head can be able to come through. It shouldn't be too wide. So I'm just going to connect the neckline to the 1.5 we came down with. I'll mark 0.5 here as the sewing allowance. So I'm not going to place my tape on this starting line. I will place it on this 1.5 inch that I came down with. So what I want to do here is to determine how wide the sleeve of my client is going to be. Originally, our sleeve is 15, around sleeve is 15, but I'll be marking 9.5. So I'm just going to confirm what I have right here. I'm going to place it here just to ensure my measurements are accurate. I will connect upward like this. Remember that I said this blouse is not going to have zipper, so we'll be using the largest measurement on our upper body, which is our hip. So I have just divided our hip by 4 and added 0.5 inch to it. So that's what I will mark on our bust region as well. So when I'm making a dress or a blouse that I'm not going to join the sleeve separately. If I'm cutting a blouse that is to be cut together with the sleeve, I like to just use 0.5 inch sewing allowance, because it has a way of, it looks funny on the armhole region, so I like to just leave it at 0.5. So right here I'm going to I will place my tape on this starting point and measure all the way to the roundness of the sleeve, and I have 11 altogether, so I'll come here to mark that 11 inches, and I will make a straight line right here. Then I will come down by 2 inches, and I'll make a just a slight curve on this region. Don't forget to pin your fabric. Here is how to to mark your neckline correctly. Can you see? This place will be straight and then it will curve upward. Can you see the straight line? And then it curves upward. I'm just going to notch the waistline. Remember, this is our half length, so I'm just going to notch that region, and I will open up my fabric, place it open on the table with the right side facing the right side. So the right side of the front will face the right side of the back, although we've not decided which is going to be the front and which is going to be the back. So I'm just going to stitch this place with half an inch. If your hand is not straight yet, mark it like this and ensure to stitch directly on top of your marking. Don't forget to pin as well. Come right here and mark 0.5, then at the waist region mark 0.5, connect together. You recall that at the other time I came down by 2 inches at the armhole. Come to that 2 inches, mark 0.5 as well, connect it to the waist. There is a reason why I'm doing it like this. Come here and mark 0.5 and this place too, connect here as well, then position your ruler like this and give it a curve. I'm going to stitch all the way and overlock the edges. So I have done that. Can you see? This is the shoulder. So I have flipped it to the right side. I'll just go ahead and fold the hem with 1 inch. That will give it the other time, and this is how I will fold it. Maybe I should go through that again. So fold first into half and fold again, then you would have folded 1 inch sewing allowance like this and this. I hope you get it now. Then you sew all around. So come to the hem of the blouse, fold like this and fold again. So when you fold twice, you would have folded 1 inch. This is what I have, and this is the sleeve. The next thing we are going to do is to cut the facing. This is the point where you need the paper stay. So I don't want joining at the shoulder of my facing, so I'm going to position it like this. I'm going to place my shoulder on the folded part of my fabric and I will pin like this. I'll come right here and pin like this as well. Then I will trim out the neckline while I decide on how wide I want my facing to be. So ensure that your facing is not too small so it won't be popping out. So I would say the least you should go for is 2.5 or maybe 2. I think 2.5 is fair enough. So I'll be using 2.5, which I will be marking all around. You may want to trace it all over with your chalk, But if you are sure that your hand will be straight, you can just cut it straight up. This is what we have. At this point, if you have a paper gum and your fabric is super soft, you can just glue it on this facing, on the wrong side of the facing. Then you place the right side of your facing on the right side of your blouse and you pin all around. Mind you, this is the neckline. So when you pin, when you're done pinning, you just go over to your sewing machine and you stitch round. You stitch round with half an inch. So I have stitched round. I will just proceed to notch. When I'm done notching, I will overlock the edges of that facing. Then I will also top stitch. Put your fabric this way and top stitch as close as possible, like this. So this is what I mean. Can you see? Then you can go ahead to overlock the edges of your facing. We are almost done. Can you see? What is left is the belt and ironing. Then our blouse would be ready. Can you see? So we are about to insert our belt. One is longer than the other, as you can see. So the short the one that is short will be the one will be inserted on the side, and the longer one will be on the bodies of the blouse. That's because I'm going to have to drag it to meet the other belt. That's why it's a bit longer than the one that is going to be on the side. So mine is 4 inches wide. When folded, it is 2, and then I'm going to stitch with half an inch. Then I'll be left with 1.5. But you can make your belt as wide as you want. Can you see? This is what we have. So I want the belt to be on the waistline. So I'll place my tip right here and I'll mark 16.5. I think I should just use my ruler. Okay. So this is where, can you see, it tallies with what I did on the wrong side. So it means I'm correct. So I'm just going to split this place open. I shouldn't have just overlocked this place yet, but it's okay. So I will put it like this. Let me show you on the rough side. I'm going to just stitch that place close again, then I will overlock it back, and that's all. So I have stitched it and this is what I have. If you take a critical look, you will notice that this half length line is at the center of my belt. Can you see? It's at the center. So to put the second belt, we are going to do a little bit of calculation. And remember the EP is 50, right? And that's what we did all the way up. So this is where the second belt is going to be. Right here is where it's going to be. So what we are going to do to know where exactly to place it is to simply deduct our exact waist measurement, which is 38 from 50. So our EP is 50, right? I'm just going to remove 38 from that, and that's going to give me, is it 12? Don't mind me, I marked 9. So I'm going to mark 12 inches. That's because this blouse is meant to snatch my clients at the waist region. So I'm just going to deduct the actual waist measurement from 50 and I'll mark 12 inches. So I'm going to place, I've stitched it To confirm what I did is accurate, I'm going to place my tape like this. From this belt on the bodies, I'm going to mark to the other belt. You know, on the front I stopped at 13, right? So I will continue from 13 here, and then I will mark to this other belt. Can you see that we have my client's actual waist, which is 38, right? Maybe I should go through that again. Place your tape on this second belt, mark all around. So right here we stop. This is 13, right? So flip over and continue from 13. Then measure all the way to the second belt, and you would have your actual waist measurement. With this, we've come to the end of this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said in my previous tutorial, my model is currently ill and unavailable to try on these outfits for me. But turn on your notification bell so you can get notified when she finally tries it and I upload it as a short. Bye for now.